Ahoy Rum Explorers, I'm Nia, and this is my Rum Diaries, and today I'm here with the owners of Flying Gang Rum. Super excited to have Margot and Royce. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you, Nia.
Glad to be here.
Yeah.
Guys, this has been a long time coming. Margot and I met up, like 4 years ago at this point?
I think so, yeah.
To exchange the very first bottle of the orange finished rum that you see on the end. So this is their full lineup on the right, and Royce was so kind to bring us some upcoming stuff for a preview, so super excited to try that as well. So let's dive into your story since we're talking about reviving Flying Gang this time. And then we'll go into a little bit like my new involvement with you guys and how we're partnering to bring you guys back into the world.
Let's go.
Sounds good. So our story has been a long story, so we won't bore everybody with the details to that degree. But this is honestly a project that we started that we have discussed for years before it even came to fruition or even developed into an idea. And we were sitting one day and you know, he has a background of rum, which he will get into. And so we had discussed, well, why don't we try it? And so it just started to blossom, and it just kind of took off, and
we had no idea really what we were going to do when it happened. We knew we wanted to do it, and it sounded like fun. And like I said earlier, we thought it was going to be, let's get in a van and sell rum to the tiki bars out of our van down in the Keys. And then we found out that it's not that simple. There's a lot of regulations, let's say. It's not the good old, it's not the good old days. So we had said initially that we really wanted to start with something that was I'll tell you what our mission was. Our mission was to put Florida on the map as a legitimate rum producing region. We did not want to create a novelty rum from Florida. That would have been too easy. We might do one day, and I have a name for it already. I'll tell you, 79 Trans Am. But anyway.
We have to stop there. Why 79 Trans Am? Or do you want to leave it for later?
So when you think of, a lot of people have this image of Florida, they go with Florida Man right away. And Florida Man drives a 79 Trans Am.
Okay.
So we were thinking, we want to put Florida on the map as a rum producing region. Napa has wine, Kentucky and Tennessee both have bourbon and whiskey, but what does Florida have? So we said it has to be legit. It has to be real. It can't be a novelty product. It has to be good. And it has to be all Florida. So our products are all Florida. And we wanted to make a quality product, not just an average product. We had talked earlier about the expense of what goes, to do that. It's cheaper to make a cheap rum. And this isn't that.
Because flavor is cheap, added sugar is cheap,
caramel
coloring is super cheap.
And we have none of those. We have none of those. We have no added sugar, no coloring, no caramel, no vanilla. This is the legitimate definition of rum. It's the wood. Mm-hmm. Our products are bourbon barrel aged for 5 years, up to 5 years. It could be 3, could be 4 or 5, depending on the profile that we get when we test it or sample it. After that, it then goes into another finishing cask. So that's the L'Orange. That's not an orange flavored rum. That goes into a former citrus liqueur barrel. And it sits there for up to a year or more or less. Humidity and temperature play a big part. And then the blue label, that's Ruby Port wine cask. And that's the La Florida Gold, which we call our flagship. That's Tawny Port wine cask. And those casks come from France. So we're starting with American bourbon barrels and then French barrels. So that there's a lot of cost there. And then you're talking about the bottle. I mean, I don't know there's that many bottles out there with a glass lug like that. It's a presentation partly. But the product is what counts more. But, those are the factors that you wouldn't have found in that 79 Trans Am bottle.
Right.
So.
So tell me what your guys' background is.
Margot's business. She's strictly business.
So
she's the pirate and chief.
Pirate in chief is my official title.
And officially, when I say she's off the boat, I mean the Mayflower. Like, really off the boat.
Okay.
Yeah, like family was 7th person to step off the Mayflower. So like legit off the boat, as he calls it. Okay. Loves to tell
Even though
my story.
I'm the one from the islands.
Right.
She's off the boat.
Yeah, I'm the whole background scene of everything, of all the business. So the spreadsheets and the finance and all the fun stuff that nobody likes to get into. I love that.
Do you do
so
spreadsheets?
that's my thing.
Okay.
Sometimes, if I have to.
She loves
Yeah.
them.
So
Let me show you the Excel.
So we're a good partner, you know.
Yeah, that's great.
So he's the creative angle and the outward, and I'm the okay. Well, give me a spreadsheet and the money,
and we'll figure it out if it's possible.
Exactly. So we're a good pair.
That's awesome.
So
that's exciting. How about you, Royce?
I'm an artist. I paint, sculpt. Right now, I'm really into collecting like mid-century modern steel desks and converting them into resto mod. I'll do riveting of copper plates and mechanical attachments of copper on them, custom paint them. And along with my paintings, I have a small studio over in Naples. My sister's an artist as well. And we do a little bit of art over there.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So do you want to talk about why Flying Gang, the name?
You want me to tell that
story?
Yes. Okay, so kidding around, we were saying that let's talk with accents the whole time, but we're not going to really do that.
No.
But in reality, why Flying Gang? Well, first of all, we have everything the Caribbean has. We have the water, we have the palm trees and the white sand beaches, but a lot of people don't always realize we've got the pirates. And basically from Jensen Beach up to Sebastian Inlet is called the Treasure Coast for a reason, because in 1715, that was the first official hurricane party in Florida when the Spanish wrecked and all the gold was distributed along the coast. But what happened was a couple of real pirates, Charles Vane, Benjamin Hornigold, a few guys like that, they were real upstanding men of their time.
Brilliant.
They had heard about this wreck, and they had heard the Spanish were coming over to salvage that gold. And what they did was they got a few pirates together, and they said, let's steal the gold from the Spanish after they take it. So that's what they did, and they took that gold, and they went back to the Bahamas, to Nassau, and formed a government. And their official government name was the Flying Gang. So that's where we get the name from.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So a lot of pirate history, which is exciting.
It's in there. You can't get away from it. I know people don't want to. Like always, rum has to be so serious because everyone's sipping it these days.
Right.
Well,
but it can still be fun, right? That's part of fun.
That's why we have some of the pirate angle, but we're not
all the
pirate
time,
patches.
not all the time.
So, yeah.
We can go there.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
Speaking.
Of course. That's
fun.
part of the fun too.
Right.
So do you want to start with the orange?
Yeah, sure, go ahead. So what I'm going to say about the profile, when you taste all of these at the same time, in reality, they all have very subtle differences. But this one in particular is not an orange-flavored rum. You'll get the wood, the aged wood, and the unrefined sugar profile first. And when you taste them together, it's hard to distinguish. But when you drink enough of it over time, you start to realize the subtle differences. This one you'll pick up like a citrus profile and little notes of a floral bouquet. If you've ever smelt little blossoms of flowers, you'll pick that up.
Do you have any tips or tricks for nosing? Since we were, Royce was... Sorry, I know. I was trying to keep as much as I could for in front of the camera, but he is a great storyteller. But he was saying that he could, even just from the nose, detect if it has sugar or flavorings or anything like that. That's super impressive. Anything that you could recommend to enjoy your...
Well, that's really important because a lot of rum, not all rum, but a lot of rum, cheaper rum, less quality rum, they will add sugar at the end. They'll add caramel flavoring, more sugar. I mean, just endless. And you'll think it's great because it's so smooth, but it's not. And
so you wake up tomorrow, right? And you're like,
right.
oh my God, my head is about to burst.
But this is the real deal. I'm not just saying that.
But you could definitely nose the cask in there, like the woodiness and like you said, the floral bouquet too. I don't know so much the orange, at least me personally.
It's somebody with a super sophisticated, sensitive palate will pick up orange. I
Yeah.
don't personally.
Yeah.
But because we aged this in a orange liqueur cask, we called it l'orange.
So no additives to this, guys.
Nothing. This is the
amazing.
real deal.
Okay, cheers.
Ray? Cheers.
Cheers, cheers.
Cheers. Cheers, gentlemen. Cheers,
Cheers.
gentlemen. Now we have to tap glasses because I'm superstitious. And this is the most crisp of the three. If you want to have if there is such a thing as a sharper profile,
Yeah.
this is the one. In fact, we don't mix our rum; we sip it
Right.
neat. But if we do mix, that's the
This
one we'll
one.
mix with
okay.
because of that. And in fact, if you want to make
What
it,
do you mix with?
well, the only drink I've ever mixed it with is actually mojitos. I made mojitos with this, and
Oh yeah.
it's a really good mojito.
I could see that. I have tasted this before, and my bottle, as far as I remember, it was more orangey.
It depends. We're also drinking early
Yeah.
or tasting
Well,
early.
this is incredibly smooth, by the way. And I have some fantastic news that I will have a link down below with a code if you want to order any of these bottles. So just a little backstory on our, I'd say partnership, right? I just joined Seventh Sky as one of their market managers, licensed market managers, which allows me to represent their full portfolio. A lot of them are small craft distilleries, and I'm super excited to be able to represent Flying Gang. That's why we're having this video. We're enjoying their rum, which I have before. Margot and I have met. So super excited, guys. I would not be representing any of these brands if I didn't have all the love and respect. I
you.
can definitely tell there's a lot of passion in it. You can see, like you said, there's from the
Appreciate that.
choices of the labeling, the bottles, the quality of the rum. It's incredible. So if you want to try this, you can get your bottles down below. Use my code. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Definitely let me know what your thoughts are. It's a lot of very interesting finishes. I don't think anybody else has finished in orange liqueur cask that I know of.
You know,
haven't seen
we
one.
experimented initially. We were thinking, can we do this with orange peel, different things like that.
Yeah.
But then you get into something that's not rum. You get into a flavored or a specialty distilled spirit. And we, again, back to the mission. Florida, legit rum, And that's what we want it to be. Not to be, I don't like to talk about negative things in a way, as make that part of a conversation. So we'll say it like this. Many distilleries come up with rum and they end up being a glorified tasting room bar experience. And that's great. But when we wanted to stick to our mission, we said, how can we make this, encompass all of that? And that's why we work with different distilleries. We work with, every distiller has their own method, their own style, right? Their own,
Yes.
So we felt by doing that and working with distilleries all over Florida, we could make that fit into the mission as opposed to us being our own dedicated distillery or blender rectifier. We didn't want to just do like, here, let's have a distillery and try to get our rum out there. Because Florida has a lot of great rum. There's a lot of great rum in Florida.
Yeah, we do.
And
It's just it's not known, which I
Right.
tell people all the time. I'm
Yeah.
like, definitely check out Florida. Check
Yeah.
out the Distiller Trail.
yeah,
Yes.
that's awesome.
Just that alone will expose you to so many different distilleries. We have everything: vodka, gin, rum, bourbon.
Yeah, and that's another thing a lot of distilleries will do. They don't focus on just the one thing. They will focus on a good whiskey, a good gin, a good vodka, things like that. But
Well, also because rum is so hard to compete against the big companies because of the cover over.
yeah,
Right.
yeah, we talked. Going back to Barbados, I was joking around with my cousin, and I said, "Listen, what can I do to get our rum down in Barbados?" And I knew it was a dead end street.
Yeah.
Wait. He said,
have to try, though.
We have
Yeah,
we
try.
have plenty of rum. I don't think we need it. I said, "Okay, what do you have down there?" oh, we have Mount Gay, we have Cockspur, we have Foursquare. So I said, all right.
But
Well,
do
if
you
you
have
ever
Flying
think-
Gang Rum? You don't.
I know. Maybe there's an American tourist who wants an American rum while he's in Barbados. You never know.
Good angle.
Does he own a bar or something?
No.
Oh, okay. You were just picking his brain.
But he does drink a lot of rum.
Oh, okay. He was going to be your spokesperson down there. By the way, we have Paul from Drums and Rums on the side, and Raymond, who's
He's an associate
friend?
and one of our initial investors. He's one of
awesome.
the guys who got involved with us at the beginning.
Long-time friend.
Do you guys
Yes,
want to
and
talk
longtime
about the
friend.
notes, the rum? Any thoughts?
Well, he finished his, so
Well-
I don't think he can even talk.
Raymond was already done.
He's ready for bottle two.
He's like, keep on opening them up, please.
It's very smooth. And when you smell it, even though it's empty, you can taste the base.
Yeah.
I mean, you can smell the base is super smooth.
Yeah, at the very least, if you just get the wood and the unrefined sugar, to me, then I it's great right there. I love that part of it.
And I noticed since we did it today, if you keep inhaling, like I wasn't doing that before, but I was learning as we're doing it. You guys, I keep inhaling. I'm picking up different notes.
Do you pick up the citrus?
Not yet, no. I do the woody. I pick up that. It's very.
It took us a while and
figure it out?
to get the distinction down, but I mean, this is the most noticeable one I think for us because it picks up the heavier like banana and vanilla
Caramel.
as opposed to this. Even though right away on both of those you're still going to get the wood, you're still going to get the unrefined sugar first, and that's what rum is.
And to me, this is not sweet at all.
No.
It's like perfect. It's
yeah.
like a perfect balance of the wood,
The heat, everything.
the heat. Yeah, it's like such a great balance.
And even though you said the unrefined sugar, you can smell that too after a while. It's like,
Yeah, like brown. If you go into
Yeah,
an
like-
old
like-
distillery,
yeah.
It's very.
You hadn't
Yeah,
tried this
that's great.
before, right?
This this
Oh,
one. I
the
have,
the
yeah.
orange one?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was I think a few years ago, and definitely very soft. And just keep it in your mouth. It's very velvety. It's not. So it's very smooth. Definitely get the wood for sure. Right. Do get a little bit of that floral, and then on the
Yeah.
back end, and this is only 80, right? 80 per.
yeah, and that's because
Yes.
each of our palates is different. Like you and I are getting the floral part of it.
Right. The guy thing maybe.
Yeah, it might be. We're sensitive.
No, I got the floral too, but the wood is incredible.
Yeah.
And you said this is aged 5 years in ex-bourbon and then up to a year in...
Or it could actually be more than a year, but they were different. Each one of the cask results were different. To get the profile we wanted with this, I think it was it went a year first,
It was almost a year and a half.
almost a year and a half in
So-
the citrus liqueur barrel. So
Yeah, my other bottle's a lot more orange forward. Like delicious. I really enjoyed it.
it depends also. I noticed this with myself when you
Yeah.
drink it. If you drink at night or like sometimes when
Yeah.
we'll have just a little glass and I'll smoke a cigar, the rum will taste completely different.
Yeah.
Right?
And I think it's me because am I having a crazy moment that this tastes completely different than it did the last time? But
No, the rum also like evaporates and stuff.
Yeah.
Starts
True,
opening up.
Yeah, yeah.
so
Depending what you did with your palate too, like
Exactly.
you said.
No, that's a good. Let me open this right now.
My goal is to bring brand awareness to all the brands we rep. and to-
Especially Flying Gang.
Of course, especially. But this is the thing. Like you go to even like a local spirits festival,
Mm-hmm.
and why isn't anybody from Florida there?
Well,
Like,
I'll tell you
especially
why.
rum.
This is why I feel like a lot of the distilleries they don't focus on one product. Number one, usually, right? They focus on rum, and then they'll do whiskey. But then the other thing is, it's very expensive to do business as a distillery. So you need to find other ways to make money, And then so you have a tasting room, which becomes your bread and butter daily thing because it becomes a bar.
Yeah.
And so now you're focused on that business, whereas we don't have that issue, if
Yeah.
you want to call it that. Our issue is We're focused on getting our brand out there. Now, our shortcoming is we really need to get we want to get some really good people on board, like Ray, and people who want to come on board with us and can now help us go to the next level.
Yeah.
We feel we have the name. We have the product. We have the distillery relationships that, everything is spec'd for us, how we want it made.
Yeah.
But the master blender at those different distilleries, we'll work with them to refine different things, including where's the barrel stored? Is it in an air-conditioned space or hot space?
Right. A lot of people get really into it.
Yeah,
Right.
and the end result shows.
I see our brand as almost like a David and Goliath kind of story, and I'm waiting for the slingshot rock to hit.
Yeah.
So, but it's very, very difficult to go against these big brands that have pockets that are just beyond bottomless.
Right.
Yeah.
So, the first step we had was finding the most amazing distributor, because she
Yes,
is
we did. Isabella.
Seventh Sky.
phenomenal.
She's great.
Isabella.
Yeah, she's
And
great. She's awesome.
but she has just been, it's been difficult for us. Like it's been mentally and emotionally like,
Yeah, 'cause, like, I
here we
tell-
are, like, but we're still plugging up that hill. And she's like, you can do this. And, she's like, let's do this. And she's like, she
Energy.
we're in total
Yeah.
wine now because of her.
And her commitment.
So
She's-
it's like,
she's
it's just
invested in
amazing.
the
She
brand.
has just been absolutely incredible. And I can't say enough good things about her. And we've connected again.
Yes.
So, and we've connected with Paul
guys,
again.
let's go grab
So
a
it's
drink.
like, this is the resurrection, I feel like.
The revival
Phoenix.
of Flying Gang.
So,
yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
So-
I'm excited. Very excited for things to come. So as far as the next one that we're gonna open,
Which one?
Well, let's go to the blue, and then we'll
Okay.
save the flagship for the end. How's
sounds
that
great.
sound?
Yeah, that sounds
Okay.
great.
This is the actual rum that initially, in our minds, we wanted to be the La Florida Gold. This was the one we thought that was going to just be be our flagship. We were drinking a lot of ruby port wine at the time and eating a lot of bread and olive oil. And, ruby port wine is phenomenal. And we've, thought that putting the rum in those barrels after it's been in a bourbon barrel for 5 years, it pulled a lot of that red fruit, cherry, plum. And believe it or not, because I don't have the most sophisticated palate, right?
And I don't.
All the chefs that we met over the course of this at the Breakers, and they were drawn to this one because their palate is sophisticated. They're trained to be able to find a nuance with things. So the chefs instantly went right past the sugar and the unrefined sugar and the wood, and they noticed the red fruit, and they felt if you're gonna, a lot of places are starting to pair rums with meals, and they're doing that with robust meat, wild venison, boar, things like that, and they went right to this because of that profile. Now, again, I'm sure we're only going to pick up the wood and the sugar, but this one you'll notice the difference. It's not floral and it's not as sharp. We'll just do a little tasting at this end.
Very little.
Here you go. Oops, sorry.
So this one is aged approximately same thing, five
Yep.
years in ex-bourbon.
And this one was also a year. This one went. One of them went shorter than the other. We picked it up right away. It might have been the La Florida.
I think so.
But it changes every time. Again, it's not going to be consistent. And that's, it's a boutique, limited production rum. It's not always going to be a commercially produced, straight out of the barrel, identical every time. It's going to be subtle differences.
Color's a beautiful light amber too.
And like I said, we're, doing it all together at the same time. We're picking up those first notes, that profile first.
And for a ruby port, it's not as sweet as I expected.
Right.
That's another thing. That's why we were surprised when I tell you what this one is. Usually in churches, when you sit down and you take communion, they use 20 port wine. And I would not have thought that would have been the one to make the banana and vanilla.
You had to see our house. We looked like we really had a drinking problem
Oh, yeah.
because we had ruby ports and tawny ports, and we had citrus liqueur in
for
our
your
house that we
R&D.
soaked
And
wood.
our daughter.
And then we took the
Mommy
wood
and
and we
Daddy
put it
are
in our
not drunks.
bottles, and we had empty bottles everywhere. And so like we're like, all right, well, we like how this one tastes, and this is char 3, and like just bottles with wood pieces in it, like
We would
everywhere.
push bottles to the
before we got
side.
started. And it was difficult for him to let go of his bottles, like at the end of the day. But we just had like our entire living room was full of every single shelf you could find had like empty bottles. Just maybe we like this bottle better than this one, and look at the lug, and it was like
This was the initial bottle right
yeah,
here. This was the initial bottle. This is Savor glass. All of these come from France, but I don't know if that one does. But this one was going to be our initial bottle, and this is the Pirate. They call it the Pirate, and we didn't know that when we picked it.
Yeah,
I've never seen that bottle.
Well, the reason we went against it was because one of those companies you were referring to came out with a cheap rum, and they used that bottle.
Oh,
yeah.
And I said, I don't want to be on the shelf as being what we are next to that. And there, here's a quality
Right.
rum. So we had to change course. And that bottle, which is beautiful, I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a decanter.
It's really different.
It's awesome.
It is very different.
There's a lot to say about your branding, your colors,
Yeah.
your presentation, and how do you get it to jump off the shelf if nobody's seen it? Is there a little bit, is some companies got, some may feel gimmicky, but sometimes I said, look, you better catch my eye. If I don't know, and I walk down the rum aisle and I see something I've never seen before, and like, oh, okay, I've never heard of these guys. I'll
Right.
try and that's happened quite a few times. And said if if you didn't have it such a way that I didn't see it, never knew who you are. I'll tell you off camera who that was. But yeah, you still gotta have something that said,
Yeah.
hey, we're over
Right.
here, and give me a try, and don't stick me next to the guy with the leg up in the air either, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a different pirate thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
Well, I always say I'm a label whore, so when I'm looking through the shelves, I always look at labels, and if something sticks out, I'm gonna grab it and see what it is.
Right.
Yeah.
And speaking of labels, do you want to talk a little bit about what you currently have, any vision on, since there's such a big push for transparency?
In terms of our label, we didn't want to put everything on it. We adhere to KISS, keep it simple, stupid. We actually were saying it wrong. We used to say keep it stupid, simple. So
It works.
That was the thing.
Either way.
That was what we were really focused on. We wanted that. We wanted this to be consistent throughout. We wanted that to be, and I feel it's so simple. It's so pure.
It's very modern.
And at the same time, it's what is it? A Scudo and a Real. That's instead of we have our company on there, FGR Co. But at the same time, we wanted to keep it as pure and simple as possible. We didn't want to write a whole everything. We could have. Maybe we should have. Maybe we should have done that story on the back. But again, back to government regulations. Half the space has to be taken up by that disclaimer that you don't drink and drive and all of that, and the government warning, and then you've got the UPC code. So we said, let's just keep it simple, and hopefully Margot and I will get a chance to tell the story, or you'll get a chance to tell
I
the story
will.
for us.
I will do you guys justice for sure. I have to be honest, my palate has been completely saturated with Ruby Port companies,
Really,
and I like this.
thank you.
This is very refreshing. I have completely steered away from Ruby Port finished rums because at one point it was very saturated with it.
Wow.
Yeah,
Very, very, very. And this, I was expecting that Ruby Port finish, and it's not.
yeah.
It's same like L'Orange. It's very well balanced, like the perfect blend of like the aging. You can tell the cask of the ex-bourbon and then the Ruby Port ex.
That's funny. Remember that?
Really?
We had a lady who was a heavy bourbon drinker in Palm Beach.
Oh yeah.
I want to tell you something. Remember her? So anyway, she would not even try the rum. She was like, no, I'm not. I'm a bourbon drinker only. And I said, try this. I had to literally almost fight her. And she finally took it, and she tried it, and she is a convert.
Awesome.
So I just want to say,
Yeah.
she loves it.
She wouldn't leave our table.
She would, and then she stayed. She was
We
there.
gave
for-
her the bottle.
Oh, good. That's
She
awesome.
was persistent. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, maybe, I don't know. Maybe it was the free liquor. Who can say? A lot of people don't leave the table because it's the free liquor. I want to try it again.
Yeah,
You
but
know?
if it's bad, it's bad.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's
So.
a testament to the
Yeah.
quality of your rum. Any thoughts, Paul, Raymond?
Same thing. The initial mouthfeel, very nothing. Very smooth again, right? If you hold it in your mouth for quite a few seconds, there's nothing that everyone's like, well, I'm not sure about this. The initial and very, like I said, very soft. There's no heaviness feeling. And the same thing, definitely get the wood. Not maybe I'm not as refined as Nia is on the ports. So I didn't get it, but I did get a sense of it was a little bit different than the previous one for sure.
Yeah.
On the back,
It's subtle.
yeah.
Yep.
Going down, I found I had a little bit of tannin, but then it instantly went away. Like it started, gone. So,
Ray, a lot of people that I find that drink rum, they're expecting it to be like this burn to be
Yeah.
good, or a liqueur.
yeah.
Right.
They don't really. It's not like rum's a versatile spirit, and you could do anything with any rum. You can mix it to sip it. People are now enjoying sipping rum, but a lot of people have this expectation because of the cheap rum or the typical mixing rum you can
Yeah.
get anywhere that
Yeah.
it's gonna burn. I hate rum, and they don't realize there's a range.
Yep.
So
Yeah, we're working on educating people.
Super smooth.
We're
Yeah.
getting there. We're
Yeah.
getting there. There's definitely been a switch to rum. Obviously, tequila is having a big resurgence, and mezcal, but rum is getting there, especially in Florida. We just beat California, I think it was 2 years ago, on rum sales, which California used to be number one. Now Florida's number one in rum sales. So,
awesome. I'd like to see a little more of that.
yeah, I know, right?
Right.
Geared towards that.
But
more.
this is great, guys.
Thanks.
And I just want to say, strictly from a business standpoint, from Margot's side of things, she almost restrained me to a certain point because she said, do one rum first. But we didn't want to lose, in my mind, we have an opportunity to do certain things, but at the same time, my spreadsheet had this prediction, the one rum, and we'll do this only. And I had to fight a little to make 3 happen. And I want to say she's usually right, but
But I think it's also good because you're appealing to different palates, right? I feel like L'Orange might steer people.
it's very
yeah.
yeah.
I personally will try everything and anything as long as it's I'll try it at least once because I know there's so much passion behind people's projects that I definitely want to see and see how your brain works and what you have cooked up, which is exciting.
That's awesome.
So it's awesome that you have 3 bottles. So price point, I texted Margot yesterday because I was curious at Total Wine. I did manage to finally see you guys on the shelf, which was exciting.
Yes.
Because I always keep an eye out for my favorites. And I saw Flying Gang there, and I was like, wow, the price point is a little bit up there. But now you guys understand that if you do see it on the shelves, like a Total Wine, it was $50, which is not cheap, not expensive, kind of mid-ground. So you guys understand what goes behind sometimes the products because now you know the story, now you know the cask process, everything that they've basically picked. There's a lot of
Nothing in here is cheap.
yeah,
No.
like
And
the
we wanted
bottle.
to make sure it was an experience in quality
Yes.
and luxury. Not we're not looking to go for your $2 happy hour freebie rum. You're looking for that. That's definitely not this. This
Right.
is hey, I'm gonna sit down with a nice cigar and have a cocktail. It's not bargain basement. Nothing in it is. And we're not sorry for that. I think we made an absolutely fantastic product. And a lot of love went into it. A lot of
A lot of stress.
and a lot of time. But
And just remember, when you're supporting the small craft distillers and small craft brands, you're supporting people. You're not supporting corporations, which I'm personally all about these days, especially. So there's nothing better than looking at your collection and looking at bottles like this. Let's be honest. Like if I see my shelves, I'd rather have this bottle than a bottle from a big company with no passion behind it, right?
True.
So
yeah.
So I'll go right to the flagship.
yeah.
And La Florida Gold. Florida, the word means, I think it means flowers, right? Is it flowers? Do you-
I heard what it was, and now I can't. Now I'm gonna have to Google this.
is it flowers?
I had a brain aneurysm.
I just did too,
don't
because I remember we went to St. Augustine, and
Yes.
we saw the statue, and I took pictures of it, and we had always called it La Florida because the original maps of Florida called it La Florida, and we didn't know there was a meaning behind the word per se. It was just Florida, right? So when it became La Florida, it became more flowery to us. And then we went to St. Augustine,
Yeah.
and there was a statue, and it said La Florida, named because land of flowers, or it was something like that.
Yeah.
And it jibed with what we had said. We want the name to be flowery. I don't know why, but we did. So La Florida Gold. This was going to be our flagship. This was going to be the one product that we did first, and this was going to be a ruby port cask finished rum. And this was before there were any ruby port cask finished rums out there. But I remembered the tawny port experience at church when I was little, and I felt like I really wanted to see what that could do. I didn't know. I had an idea what ruby port was going to do because I drink ruby port wine, but I don't routinely drink tawny port wine. So we bought some tawny port wine bottles, and we drank a few, and we said, you know what, let's go that route, because we found that tawny port was so interesting. It was nutty, it was buttery, it was unusual. It was like nutmeg. If you have nutmeg on, it had all this, we didn't know where it was going to go. So this ended up being, the tawny port ended up being our flagship, because this profile, we think, is the one that really captured what we were initially trying to do, our initial mindset. There you go. All right, so this one here, I don't want to bias anybody. So I'm not gonna
Going
say.
back to L'Orange, I think one of my favorite parts of that one, there's such a velvety, beautiful, elevated finish to the back of the palate at the end. A buttery finish that is so nice of that one. I know you were talking about a cocktail with that one. Besides the mojito, didn't you say something else?
So the mojito, if we're gonna mix, is gonna be that one.
Right.
But also, like in the Caribbean, a lot of times, everyone thinks rum and cola, rum and coke, which is fine. But a lot of the locals, when you drink a lot, you won't use Coke. It's too sweet.
Yeah.
So they'll use Sprite, rum and Sprite with a twist of lime, dash of Angostura bitters, and a little nutmeg. I mean, it's crisp, refreshing, and it's good.
I have never heard of that. That sounds amazing.
It's awesome. It's phenomenal.
That's our cocktail when people walk in the door.
Oh,
really?
really?
On
Yeah,
holidays.
yeah.
Hey, here
Wow,
you go.
that's such a
Have
great
one.
cocktail.
It's
I had
awesome.
not heard of that. And
Yeah.
I didn't have it when I was in Barbados.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a local thing
Yeah.
mostly. So, and that way you can drink more.
Yeah, that, and then you can enjoy this in a cocktail. But if you do like Coke, hey, throw this in a
That's it.
Coke and rum too.
It's all right. Here we go. This is cheers.
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 One thing I'll say: when it's warm, tastes completely different too.
Yeah.
When it's room temperature, because it's cool right now, right? It's
Yeah,
cool.
it's pretty cool in here.
But when the rum is warm, when it's warm, it tastes different, because I actually like it warmer or
Yeah,
room temp.
yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, there's some like spiciness to it.
What were the notes in this?
Banana. It gets like more vanilla, velvety. In fact, later on or whenever, although this is 135 proof, infused with the vanilla. If you taste this and then taste that, you can see how this has got that, like again, having a really sophisticated palate, you get past the initial two.
Subtle.
It is. But I also feel like if there is going to be one that's smoother, this is for me it.
The smoothest one,
Yeah,
right? That's
yeah.
what I was gonna say too. Any thoughts, Paul?
Yeah, I think that's the best way to just describe that, Royce. Just I'm trying to get there and say,
Yeah.
okay, I've had the first two,
Yeah, yeah.
and so then maybe if we went the other way, other direction, then maybe a different, but yet after the first two, this is a little bit more subtle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you smoke cigars? Okay.
I do.
You do. I'm not a heavy cigar smoker.
Me neither, but I do. Like if I find a nice cigar bar, I'll go.
This
Wherever we
this
travel.
goes with a cigar.
This one,
Yeah.
I could definitely see that.
And like I said, I'm a big fan of rum, not just my own. We like rum, and if we're gonna sip rum, but like I always tell people, like they always want to talk about whiskey and a cigar. Well, I'm gonna tell you one thing right now. When you think of rum, a lot of people go right, or cigars. I mean, you go right to Cuba, right? So I don't think anybody in Cuba is smoking a cigar and drinking whiskey.
No.
They're smoking the cigar and drinking rum.
Right.
And, here we have an opportunity in Florida to put a good rum with a good cigar. If you can get a good Cuban cigar, if you know somebody.
Got a guy.
But,
That's only 90 miles from here.
Yeah.
it's not far. And those really cheap cigars, the backwoods cigars, they sell them in the gas stations. Those are phenomenal. I don't care what anybody
Oh, the
says.
black and milds.
They are berry or honey. They come in a 5-pack.
I
paper
haven't tried that.
I
Okay,
wish I brought
now I'm gonna
some.
have to keep. Now I'm gonna have to keep an eye out for them.
They're called
With
backwoods. They come in a 5-pack.
Backwoods?
Yeah,
Okay.
get the 5-pack. Get the berry. It's the purple pack.
This? Yeah,
When we go to the Keys, and
not
we go to the Keys a lot.
not sponsored, guys. Not
we
sponsored.
sit outside on this little chair, and we got the table, and light up a backwoods cigar. And my glass of rum in the Keys is a little bit bigger. And
you're not driving, of
it's
course.
it's phenomenal, and it's such a nice experience. It's not, it's just it's a moment.
So every bottle we buy, we get a free backwoods.
So since you were talking about sourcing from different distilleries, that means people should buy every bottle that they see, because every bottle could be different.
Go right ahead, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like I said, my L'Orange that I have at home, it's way more orangey than this one. So buy away, guys. You're not gonna have the same thing, even though the bottles look the same, which is
because
super fun.
they bring their own unique artistic creative flair to what
Yeah.
they're making. Of course there's distilleries in Florida where they're just making a commercial product, but a lot of them are working with people like us and trying to achieve something like we're trying to achieve. They don't want to make. Not everybody wants to make a cheap product.
Oh,
and,
absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, great. It's money and it's production, and we can make more money, a volume cheaper to make. But past that, you start to say, you want there to be product integrity in what you do. And if the distiller has that kind of attitude about what they're making, they're going to work with you or work with us to create something that's better.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure. Plus, they align with your vision,
Yeah,
mission.
Right.
so
exactly.
it works.
Exactly.
I was really surprised with the peppery finish on the back palate. That was fun. I love when rums are spiced. So when people say, "Oh, I love spiced rum," I'm like, "Yeah, but what kind of spiced rum?" I like spiced rums that are naturally spiced. Like this one. This one, if you like naturally spiced rum, this is a great option for you. Like Royce mentioned, there's no additives to this, so
That comes from the wood.
I know.
And that's all from
Yeah.
the wood. I mean, that's coming from a bourbon barrel or a tawny port barrel, whichever one imparts most of its flavor. And again, humidity and temperature will affect that.
Delicious. Now let's get into your experimental stuff. Oh, I'm so excited.
I'm afraid.
Why?
Ray's afraid. Okay.
Be afraid.
We brought this for Nia. Okay, this is something we have sitting in barrels. It's just ready to go into bottles. And it is, I think, on this level at 135 proof. I saw you do a show once where you were drinking full proof. I think the show fell apart 15 minutes in. Who were you with? What's her name? Isabel? No.
No. Oh, Nani? My
Yes,
friend?
yes.
Yeah.
You guys did a show and you were drinking full strength rum. And I'll
Oh, because we do shots and reviews.
yes. It was you were doing shots. And it kind of like it changed after like I'll do another one. I'll do another one with you.
Yep. We're a bad combo together.
So, needless to say, this is 135 proof, and
I am so excited for this. I'm sure it's going to be incredibly smooth.
This one is, and again, when I say 3, 4, or 5 year bourbon barrel aged, there's no distinction in the in one being better than the other. You can get the profile within 3 years. You can get it really fast. Or
Especially
take longer.
In this heat, right?
Exactly,
I'm
it
assuming.
takes longer. Yeah,
Yeah, it's up to you to taste and see.
Exactly, it's exactly what it is. So 3, 5, 3, 4, 5. It doesn't mean one is better than the other. And a lot of rum, they play that game, the Solera game. They call it Solera aging game.
Yeah.
You know, and this is not that. This is legitimately just about 8 years old right now.
Right.
As it stands at 135 proof.
Okay.
And going.
And as Ray says, he's not the master blender, but he's the master palate, so he truly picks the rums when they're ready.
I don't know how much you guys want, but
Just exactly how you would pour it.
I'll let you know after I try the first. I might want more.
I'm really like, this is beyond. Oops, I gave you a little more.
Oops.
Sorry.
Thanks. I'll be waiting here.
Uber.
I'll drive in a few minutes.
This is, to me, phenomenal. And there's no one in rum doing cherry brandy cask right now. There's a rum from Barbados, Four Square. They make great rum, phenomenal product, and it's owned by a gentleman named Richard Seal, and he has the, he's involved, so he's really there on the ground floor, and he has the vision to do things like this, whereas a lot of big rum companies they can't. They don't have that flexibility. And Margot and I, because we're small, we're boutique. We have the flexibility to do stuff like this, and we can change at a moment's notice.
And this one has a more darker amber hue, like
And this is
cherry
uncut.
hue.
Uncut, yeah. This is still at 135 proof.
So how much lower are you gonna go?
I was actually going to ask you because I know
Because everybody's pushing the proof these days, right?
Well, because I was watching when you did a show with your friend, and you guys were drinking full strength. We were thinking, what if we did this as just a full strength offering? It's going to be much more expensive.
Yeah.
But to me, I'm like, some people want a full strength
Yeah,
product.
for sure.
So what do you think?
I don't know.
All right.
I've been drinking very high proof Jamaican rum, so I'm hoping I'll be okay.
Oh my God.
But
This is,
it noses phenomenal.
Delicious.
Like it noses very elevated.
Wow.
Like a nice perfume.
I got cherry right out of the gate.
Oh, totally.
Right out of
Yeah,
the gate.
finish.
You did?
Yeah. I'm usually not that advanced.
You can definitely taste 135.
What, light it up?
Cherry's the first
Yeah.
flavor is this cherry. And yet still smooth.
It's very smooth.
And like dark chocolate, yeah, this doesn't taste like a 135 at all.
Ooh.
Like you definitely get the hug a little bit, but not what I was expecting at 135.
I don't even think it has that burn that people associate.
Yeah,
with
no,
rum,
not at all.
right?
This is awesome.
It wasn't the burn. I think I just wasn't expecting the.
Yeah.
You don't normally drink 135,
No, I've taken a little hiatus.
for breakfast especially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pure grain.
Honey, can you?
Yeah, come pick me up.
Oh, you don't remember how you go.
My ride is here.
I get a little bit of like dark chocolate notes too. Some like roasted marshmallow. This is phenomenal.
The more
Oh, I would definitely keep it at 135. Just saying.
Yeah.
That's what we're thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've been back and forth. We're like,
Especially
should
to
we?
make
We
it
don't
like a
know.
special release. And if you number this, people go crazy for, I'll get bottle 1 of 200.
Yeah.
Holiday release. Same thing.
We actually sold, right, remember we did an auction, this bottle sold at auction for a couple $1,000 at auction for,
Children's
it was
Hospital.
bottle 1 of, it was number 1, right? Was it bottle number 1?
Yeah, we put one on. You put one on it.
It was number 1.
It was number
Yeah,
one.
it was the first bottle that we
Very
got,
first
yeah.
bottle,
And it sold at auction for a few $1,000.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
We
Certificate
were
that went with it, too.
we were just glad to be involved and be part of something
Yeah.
good. You know, I think it was benefiting Children's Hospital.
Yes, it was.
You know,
Yeah,
so
anything that does that is good.
but it was awesome.
Yeah, this does not taste like 135,
Like-
guys.
I think this would be awesome with a cigar too. And
Yeah.
I'm not a
Yeah,
cigar
definitely.
smoker
Yeah.
per se. So this
That's
is
so good.
This is
Thank you so much.
This one really is good.
you know, this is something that I think
That's definitely Foursquare level.
I think
And the nose, I
That's
didn't
awesome.
want to say it smells
That's what we
like.
were going for
Yeah, I'm like,
originally. in
I
this
don't want to
whole
say it noses like
endeavor.
Foursquare, but it noses like Foursquare.
Wow.
and this goes back to like this is not a 79 Trans Am. We wanted Florida.
Yeah.
You know, a
No
lot you know,
offense to Trans Am drivers.
I love Trans Ams. But you know, back in the you know, Florida had this a lot of people had a negative, you know, about Florida for a long time. They maybe don't so much anymore, but we felt like, you know, this has to be legit. It has to be. And I felt, first of all, I feel all of these do, but this is like another level.
Yeah.
This is another level, really. We're going to stagger production on these two,
Okay.
and this is going to be all the time.
Yeah.
And we're going to alternate special release
Right.
with these two. So
Okay.
the next production will be La Florida Gold and special release.
Okay.
And then the production will go back to these three again.
Okay, guys, more reason to buy these bottles because that means whatever comes out next is gonna be way different. So buy whatever you see on. Now I'm even happier than I got my bottle.
Well, actually, that's number 1 then. It is.
No, I mean the
Oh,
orange
that-
bottle
okay.
I bought yesterday. Okay, and then I'm assuming you're gonna source again from a different Floridian distiller.
We have a different. We're working with another distiller here in Florida, and you know, again, we found another small distillery at one point. We want to revisit in Central Florida, outside of Lake Placid. I think they're called.
Lake Placid.
Sugar
Is
Sands.
it called Lake Placid Rum?
Sugar Sands.
there is a.
Sugar Sands.
Sugar Sand.
He has his own
and
cane
Sugar,
fields.
and he makes rum agricole.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I
and-
did not know
yeah.
Really
that.
cool setup.
And
Well,
I
you
love
know-
rum agricole.
Yeah, me too.
Florida as a whole, you know, there's that Florida stamp. It says, you know, Florida great or Florida made. It's sunshine, something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
Yeah.
We toyed with that. I didn't want it on our label, not because it just took up more of the valuable space that we had so little of. Because it's, you said talking to the bartenders, I feel like if you're a tourist especially, when you come to Florida, everybody is coming to Florida on vacation mostly, and they're gonna have a few drinks. They're gonna go out, and they're gonna hit bars, especially in the Keys, Key West, things like that. I feel like they should be drinking Florida. This is, you know, it's like you go to Barbados, and they're not gonna say, "Oh, I have this great rum from Puerto Rico," or they're gonna say,
absolutely.
"You're gonna drink
Yeah, of
Barbados rum when
course.
you're in Barbados."
Yeah.
And I feel like, you know, why don't we? You don't go to Tennessee or Kentucky and say, "Can I have whiskey from
Scotland.
Alaska?" Yeah, you know, you want what's local, what's there. And so we want to be part of that, and we feel it's important. So when in Florida, drink Florida. And if your rum is not in, you know, it's not going to be. It's going to be a sipping experience. Costa de Est Hotel in Vero Beach. It's a really nice spot right on the ocean, and people are getting into sipping rum as opposed to bourbon. And we've been there when people are
Yeah.
ordering rum.
Oh my
to
God.
sip.
And your rum.
Well, no, not our rum,
okay.
but this is prior to our what was it called? Recon research stage when we were in Recon.
Yeah.
Filtration.
Yes.
We were checking out what's going on, and we noticed, and mostly it was people from Latin America, people from the Spanish-speaking islands. They were sipping rum first. And the UK, if you go to the UK now, rum has replaced whiskey as the most popular spirit.
Right.
People are realizing it's not just rum and coke at a family party. I'm getting loaded.
Yeah.
Parents won't know. It's,
Because you have better rums coming along.
Yeah.
Where a lot of the rum was just really horrible. Like how tequila used to be.
Yeah.
Monte
Tequila was
Alban.
awful, and it's like, ugh.
remember
And there's
that.
no
But
other
now,
way to drink it
some
but
of them
with
are just
Coke
absolutely delicious.
to
So-
cover all
Yeah.
the bad stuff. Thoughts
No, yeah.
about this?
About this, yeah. This is.
I forgot.
This is amazing. So this is exclusive, right?
Yes.
This
Yeah.
is exclusive. What you're seeing
Yeah,
here
right.
right now.
You're the first to try it.
First to try.
The
it.
first
We're
to try
spilling
it.
the beans,
Yes.
guys.
So
Yeah.
This is
First to try it.
Yeah. So this is great. Yeah, I think there's definitely something there, right? Like Nia said, there's a new interest in higher proofs, right?
Mhm.
And in higher proof, good proof, good. Higher proof doesn't mean that it's got to go together, right?
Right.
I tried some stuff most recently in the Keys. Well, kind of mention another brand just for out of respect. But
We can bleep it out
we can talk about
with
it.
the cork open.
It's okay. They're all good.
But same thing. There's a
push for proof, right?
Distiller's cut they did at a certain place, and again, there's
Right.
a couple there.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think there's one.
Um,
Pilar
and so very similar.
and
Yeah,
First Legal
this
Rum.
He said no.
Everyone always asks about cigar. I'm not a cigar guy, but I'm thinking like here in Jupiter, it'd be great to go into Sunset, the cigar bar up there right by where Double Roads is and Wolfie's, and so there's a cigar bar right there. And I think if you're looking for a place to do events, definitely can get into something like that.
Yeah.
Because I've heard Charles Barkley has come into that cigar bar before.
Oh my God, I
You know,
love
'cause
Charles
a lot of
Barkley.
people live in the area, and but anyway, so yeah, I'm glad we've got a chance to come down today.
Awesome.
And,
I'm glad you
I
did.
know we're not done yet, so I don't
Right.
want to mushy just yet.
All right, so
Let me drink a little bit more,
Right.
and I'll tell you.
This
everything,
one's this one's different.
I'm gonna say. Should I do the apple pie last
I
thing?
think so.
I would
That's
say
like
so.
a dessert.
Okay.
That's a dessert one.
So this is
So this was breakfast. This was the appetizer. Breakfast. We got a full course here.
Yeah.
okay. So this is I was thinking about what we could do with this cherry brandy cask finished rum, and we were thinking about cherry vanilla Coke and things like that. And that's what I said. Well, why don't we try a vanilla bean, see where it goes with that. Now this could be in here longer, but this is going to be subtle on the vanilla side still. But I don't know if the vanilla changed anything yet. Let's find out.
Yeah.
Let's find out.
We like
Let's
to
find
play.
out, guys.
I feel bad now because Nia was giving me a hard time about the vanilla I made a couple of years ago with different styles. She's like, I need my vanilla. I was like, I forgot. I said so much to do. So, I feel bad.
Because he uses different rums and he'll infuse vanilla in there for the holidays. And he comes up with the kookiest names. I'm like, hey, it's time. I need my vanilla this year.
The vanilla hasn't been in there very long. It should be long enough to pick it up.
What kind of vanilla? Because I know like
Madagascar vanilla bean.
Madagascar.
Yeah,
Okay, that's my
it's
favorite.
legit. It's legit.
I love vanilla, so that's why I'm like, what kind of vanilla?
Great movie.
That's
Oh, you could definitely nose the vanilla. Again, you're not gonna add any sugar to this. Nothing, just natural infusion from the vanilla and whatever cascaging you did on this.
Wow, I like this better. Tastes,
Yeah, that's
tastes
really,
better today.
really
just one
good.
day. This is the same as this, but with the vanilla.
Okay.
And I really like it.
Yeah,
You taste it right away?
yeah.
Wow, Margo, this tastes
Wow.
this tastes different than it did yesterday.
It did.
Oh man.
I would almost think that if we sell that, it would have to come with a vanilla bean in the bottle.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, you'd have
And
to.
you have
Yeah.
to eat the worm, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Of
Hey,
course.
it's still early, Paul.
Yeah.
And then you make brownies.
God.
So
Wow.
yeah, no, I agree with that. I can see that the bean in the and again that's what I was going to ask this.
Yeah.
The label. So this
Yeah.
is 135, but with
Yep.
Just vanilla infused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've made them at home with figs, Turkish figs, black mission figs, different things like that. And, it's fun. I'm not necessarily trying to make as many liqueurs as possible because it's infinite. But we were talking before about rum shops.
Yeah.
If you go to a real local Caribbean rum shop. I mean, I'm not talking either one close to the heart of the city that's gritty and rough, or one up in the mountains where you're looking over the Caribbean and you got that humid breeze and you can see the channel and, you know, the white caps on the water, that kind of thing. You got to go to a real rum shop. And in a lot of those places, they will make infused rum. And there's a something called a green nanny. And it looks like, it kind of looks like anise, an anise flower, like anisette, but they will also put other things in there, and you won't know exactly what's in it. And every rum shop has their own little variation on it. And I went away on a business trip down to the Caribbean, down to Dominica, and because I'm from the Caribbean, I can drive on that side of the street about halfway good.
Until you hit a rum shop, then.
So we were at the top of the mountain, and at the bottom of the valley and halfway up is this little village where we were going. We didn't have very far to go. So I said to the guy I was with on business, I said, let's stop at this rum shop and see what they have. And the guy said, I have the Green Nanny Special. Not just the Green Nanny with the anise, it had the other things in it. So I said, okay, let's sit down. And we're sitting down. We turned our seats to face the ocean. And the rum came in a Coke bottle with a cork. And he brought out 2 unmatching glasses and a bowl of ice. So what you do is this was like in the Grenadines also.
Yeah.
You dip your hand in the bowl, you grab some ice, you put it in your cup, and you pour the rum. And then they'll bring a bottle of Coke if you're having rum and Coke. And
rum shop's my favorite.
it's it's rum shop style. So in Dominica, where we were, you could see the whales. This day there were whales.
Oh my
gosh!
It was You're like, am I dying? Am I in heaven?
So-
what happened?
so
Wait,
wait.
a picture or what?
Yeah.
So we're
Best
sitting
storyteller.
there, and he comes out. Here's the Coke bottle full of rum and the bowl of ice if we want it, and the glass. And he said, the guy said, you don't want to mix this, really drink it. So we're like, okay. So I drank a little, probably about a glass. I don't know if it was a glass this big. I maybe drank a quarter to a third of it, and then I went like this with my hand, and then there was a trail behind my hand and sparkles.
Oh no!
And I said,
oh
what's
shoot!
going on?
That's the special.
What's going on here? So I said, I caught something out of the edge of my eye, and I'm back to looking at the whales, and we're talking business talk, and I don't know what the hell we were really talking about at that time. But then I said to him, are you seeing things? He goes, I wasn't going to say anything, but yeah, I am. I go, okay, listen, we have to finish this and get down that hill before it really kicks in then. Well, it was like, sparkles, trails, he moved his head this way, I moved my head that way. I could see like slow motion, bizarre. And we're watching kids on the ocean running on the reef. In Dominica, the water's a drop off. It goes like literally no beach, drop off, like whales right there, right? Because the whales were so close to shore, there's a section where the water was here. Then there was a bunch of reef that the kids were walking and playing on, kind of. And a whale was like swimming alongside of it.
Oh, that's
and it was
crazy.
incredible. It was so beautiful. It was amazing. But then, we almost got caught up in that, not realizing that we're already seeing things and we got to get this car down the road. And in the Caribbean, I'm driving with the wrong hand on the wrong side. It was
stick shift.
Yeah, it was frightening. I mean, and the hills in Dominica, if you've never been, are,
I've never been.
well, put
I've
it this
just
way.
seen pictures.
It's an island where they say if Columbus went there today, it would look exactly like it did back then.
What?
The people are amazing. The country is so. I don't want this to be a tourist, ad for them, because I like to keep that place a secret. But it is.
But I heard
the
it.
Caribbean was filmed there.
Yeah, it's
Oh, really?
it's.
I
Yeah.
thought it was St. Thomas.
It was like
okay.
the sixth
such a
one or
beautiful
something when
island.
they're actually on an island and you
Wow.
can see them walking through the water and like the little rivers and stuff. It
Yeah,
was
it's
all
great.
filmed on
It's
Dominica.
phenomenal. It's
'Cause if you ever
phenomenal.
did like one of the tours, which is
Yeah.
like some guy in his back,
Yeah, of course.
in his backyard, like, hey, I got a tour, and so you'll go on like the tour and he'll be like, yeah, that's where they filmed that and that's where they filmed that, and it's
Yeah.
cool because like when you watch it, you're like, oh yeah, we know that place. Like,
Yeah.
we swam there, So
It's an incredible place, and that was a local rum shop rum called Green Nanny Special. You may not have it all the time. I don't know what's really in it, but it was all herbs and stuff like that. It was medicinal.
That's great. And for people here in America, I know you're hearing Royce talk about these stories or see a bottle like this, and it's not very common here. But if you go to the Caribbean, you see this constantly. Like I went to Martinique and we ate at a really fancy, like, chef awarded place that the Rum Travelers took us to, and they had these huge vats of rum just infusing stuff. And I tried some of their some of this rum that they had, and I was like, I want to buy this bottle. And she's like, this bottle? And I said, yes, I want to buy this bottle because I want to take it home. So it basically looked kind of like this, but it was this big, this round. They had it by the window. She had thrown orange peel, lime peel.
Yeah, that's great.
She had like little black pepper in there, but all I had to do, and plus it's like Martinique, so all they're throwing in there is very high proof rum agricole.
Right.
Yeah.
And I bought a bottle from the restaurant. It's it's the fastest drinking rum that I've had.
Really.
Wow.
Because I would throw it on ice and it would be like a cocktail ready to go. So I know this looks very strange for a lot of people here in the U.S., but don't poo-poo it. It's usually very amazing rum that's made, but it's just naturally infused with stuff. And even in Martinique, some of the rum aranges, or even in France, they do add a little bit of sugar. I know
sugar.
yours is not.
This is nothing. This is strictly, this is an apple pie. This, if you're going to sit down and have apple pie, it's going to taste like this.
Okay, we're going to try this next.
This one's too easy to drink.
Yeah, I'm...
From the front to the
Oh, yeah.
finish to everything. All the
Yeah, that one's really good.
I'm like blown away. It's just awesome.
piece of ice in it and just made it.
But what's weird is
So good.
like this by itself, I think is phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean, really, I'm not. I know I'm biased, but
Right.
if it wasn't ours, I would say that I'd be like, wow, this is phenomenal. And then to pair it with a vanilla bean, it's so simple, but it adds something
Different
else to it,
complexity.
right? Okay, so here's an apple pie. This is and this could almost be a liqueur because
Yeah.
this could be, if you want to have a rum liqueur, some kind of rum liqueur afterwards, this would be it. This one actually, I think I've mastered the pour in this bottle. I haven't spilled any yet.
Because it's your favorite bottle shape.
It's like a weapon. It's like a bat.
Yeah, so the rum shop I went to in Barbados didn't have... We were up in the mountains, but it didn't have any, like, local made stuff. But I just love the concept of, like, you buy a little, like, handle of your favorite rum. So I got Obergan at the time. Because that's my favorite... my
Yeah,
go-to
yeah.
rum in Barbados.
Yeah.
Is Obergan. And I got a little handle of that. And then they bring all the mixers that everybody chooses from the table. It's like family style rum drinking.
Oh, wow.
Where was the rum shop?
Somewhere on the outsides of, because we were staying in Bridgeport, but we had gone to West Indies Rum Distillery.
Baxter's Rum.
I don't remember.
Right outside of Bridgetown.
I'd have to look at the photos. But besides the rums and the mixers, so everybody was making their rum cocktails however you wanted, with the strength you wanted, with ice, without ice. Some people were drinking neat, so everybody ordered little handles and we all shared. And then they brought out the food. So on top of you're making your own cocktails, they had food too.
Wow.
Literally the best wings I've ever had in my life.
Wow.
Yeah, Barbados has the rum shop is an art. It's an art form.
I love it. I'm like, that concept here would kill.
Well, we have the cigar bars.
I know, right?
I mean, you could make it a broader experience. The thing is, we have liquor licenses and all that other fun stuff.
All the restrictions.
What was the
Yeah, so what's the rum? So talk about this, because this is
This is
a liquid apple pie.
this might be the L'Orange. I forget. It's either the L'Orange or the port. And then I think it is the port. It's the ruby port.
it's the port.
And then it's apples, currants. I threw a few pears in.
Cloves.
Look, they looked good.
This
But-
is like a dinner at Thanksgiving, things like that. or
Yeah.
4th of July. I mean, anytime, but this tastes good.
Yeah, that's
It's like
delicious.
apple pie.
Yeah, literally like a liquid apple
It's
pie.
dangerous.
It's the same thing. Yeah.
I haven't tried this over ice, so I don't know how it goes over ice. But
Me too. I'm just-
I mean, this is like, to me, it's. I
So
don't.
you're gonna have to make this like a special release. to
Yeah,
the
you
fall.
couldn't sit and drink this.
No.
You know, have a few drinks. I don't
A
think.
cocktail.
But there's no sugar in that. That's the fruit. I mean, literally, I think the currants are probably the currants and the raisins are probably sweeter than the apple, right?
For sure.
Yeah.
God,
That probably brings the sugar in,
yeah.
Yeah.
like the
Because-
natural sugar in.
Yep. So
That's
there,
amazing.
you know, there you have it. That's the whole gang.
Yeah.
And the new game.
Yeah, that's the whole
I
thing.
do get.
Thoughts about the apple pie?
That's great, you know, and I think it's the natural aspect, right? Taking you know, no after added sugar from the rum, but then letting the fruits be natural.
There's no added flavor, nothing.
Right, and yeah, that definitely could be dangerous for
Yeah.
sure. You know, I'm almost thinking like, yeah, how do you do an apple pie kind of pie a la mode kind of situation? You know,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can like over ice cream.
Or like a cold
Yeah.
foam something?
That would be
in
great.
your
Oh, actually, that
cocktail?
would be my
Yeah.
great.
Cold foam something in the
A
cocktail?
little bit, and it's just yeah.
Yeah. I can see myself sitting on the couch and a whole big tub of ice cream in the
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
That's my life. I know. Royce got the image. That's why.
Oh, I did too. I did too. I definitely did too.
But I take it somewhere else too. You know those.
Mine went way over. I just-
You know those body sleeping bags that people wear? I pictured Paul in that.
Like
And he's
a
on the couch
Snuggie?
with the
Like a
yeah.
Snuggie?
Yes, yeah.
Oh,
Like a full snuggie.
And off on the edge, just the edge of the shot is a half-eaten pizza.
Artistic brain full mode, huh?
I was thinking. I didn't know where you were going. Was like put me in one of those like Ziploc bags up to my neck, fill it all up with rum, just absorb it through my skin.
Oh my god.
That would be a bit extreme, but that is a
You know,
funny
people do
visual.
water therapy, you know, and float.
You do rum therapy?
That's a
Yeah,
whole new thing.
rum
Rum
therapy.
Let me just float in those barrels.
That's a new twist on it.
Oh my god.
Ultimate states.
That's hilarious. This has been amazing, guys. Thank you so much
Thank you for having
Thank you
us.
for having
for
us,
coming along. Again, don't forget to scoop up your bottles, all of them, because apparently they're gonna stagger stuff up, so you know everything tastes different. Use the code down below in the website. Thank you, Isabel, for your support on that.
Thank you, Isabel. She's great.
Yes.
Yeah, Seven
Great,
Sky,
great.
guys. The way to go if you want somebody to handle your distribution, and I can help rep your brand too. So
Yes.
I'll be hitting the ground running. If you like this content, make sure you hit that subscribe button, that like button, all that good stuff. And I look forward to the next rum. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.